Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Exid EXID pullover, one of my favorite K-pop groups. They're kind of on hiatus, I guess, but it's five really good-looking women. They're most of them are in their 30s. I think four of them are in their 30s. I think one's in their late 20s. I know the age doesn't matter. Just letting you know, just in case you needed a description. But they're all very hot. That's the bottom line. They're very attractive. They have a lot of good songs. I have a lot of their albums. Anyway, YouTube recommends some stuff that I don't know why they recommend, but I watched it and I laughed my ass off because it made me think about some things. But yeah, and it's really cold because it's been raining a lot. So yeah. Anyway, let's. It's a news story about in the San Francisco Sunset District. They had a supervisor was appointed by the mayor, and she had to step down immediately. And I had some comments about it, and I know why am I commenting about this? I don't even live there, but
His newest supervisor has stepped down. Isabella Alcarez was only on the job for 1 week after she was handpicked by Mayor Daniel Lurie. Kelsey.
1 week though, and so I was watching this, and so I'm looking at her, Isabella Bea Alcarez, and the first thing I thought when I saw this, I'm like, well, she's not qualified. No way in hell she's qualified. And I know I do judge books by their cover. And the reason why I said she's not qualified, and this is before I heard the story, first, she's a woman. When I was sexist. Oh boy, that was really sexist. But no, she looks like she's a high school student. I don't know what grade. I remember being in high school, and there were people that looked just like that in my high school. So, when it comes to a leadership position, I don't want someone who looks. Let's just go up 16. Like if she was wearing a backpack and not wearing a blazer, like let's say she was wearing a I don't know, like a is I don't know, I know like a BTS shirt. I'm saying K-pop. If she was wearing a Kiss the Veil shirt, God, I'm so out of the loop when it comes to American music. If she was wearing a eyelet T-shirt, I'd be like, okay. Anyway,
Kelsey Thord has more on the controversy that led to her leaving office.
And that search is now underway again. And let me be clear on this. This is not the first time that I have gotten something wrong.
now he doesn't look qualified for his job either. He's the mayor. He looks like he works at Home Depot in the like kitchen appliance section. He looks like he works at Home Depot for sure. I'm not kidding. He looks like I don't know, maybe like a plumber, but like the kind of guy that used to like have a blue collar job. You know, I mean like an office job, and was just like sick of it. It's like fuck it, I'll just be a plumber. He looks like that kind of guy. Or like he looks like like the cop, but he's a nice cop, but he doesn't do anything. Like he doesn't take any calls. Like he'll find an excuse, to not answer, to not respond to anything. Like the only thing he does is hand out parking tickets. That's what this guy looks like. Nice guy, not qualified. Probably likes soap operas, but not qualified to be a mayor. But okay.
It won't be the last. But what I commit to all of you and to the people of San Francisco is that I'm going to learn from this,
Oh, Lord.
and I'm going to grow.
On the steps of City Hall.
So the person I appointed lasted a week. I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to grow. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Like, I mean, you're not going to get recalled for electing a bad supervisor. You're not gonna get recalled. I would have just swept it under the rug. I'd have been like, oh well, whatever. I wouldn't have even had a press conference. But okay, whatever.
Hall, Mayor Daniel Lurie apologized to the city, more specifically to the Sunset District, after the supervisor he appointed to represent the
Does she look qualified? No. Does she look qualified? Like, these are two. Like, this is a joke. The mayor does not look qualified, but then like who knows who he was running against in San Francisco? It's probably very liberal. He was probably in the gay pride parade. And they're like, oh yeah, let's vote for this flag. You know. She looks like she's late for third period. She looks like she's never mind. Okay.
district just last week announced her resignation following allegations of
it's like her high school yearbook picture. This person is not qualified. I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's like it's so obvious. Let's see what she did wrong.
following allegations of unsanitary practices and potential tax evasion during her time as a local pet shop owner.
The news that came to light yesterday was new to me.
No shit. Which is probably a lie. He probably knew everything. So she's been accused of tax evasion. Okay, they hate tax evasion. That is like the one crime you can't get away with. Unless you're like a senator. Or, or like a Congress person. Or like Nancy Pelosi. But, I'm talking low level, celebrities, whatever. Tax evasion, they hate tax evasion. Yeah, you can't screw the government out of technically your own money, but the government can screw you over a billion times. It doesn't matter. And then they said unsanitary, like works. I was like, that part. I was like, whoa, it's an animal shop. What are you doing there? But anyway.
But we are going to thoroughly review our vetting process.
Yeah, your vetting process. So basically, the reason why he's taking all the blame, because he's like, oh, she's cute, I'll make her the supervisor. That's his vetting process. A guy like that, for sure. A nerdy guy like that, saw a cute woman like that, 29-year-old. It's like, oh yeah, I'll hire her.
We will get better, but let me be clear, that rests on my shoulders.
29-year-old Bea Alcaraz had no previous political experience.
No shit. I wonder how she got the job. Huh.
Instead, she had owned the Animal Connection, a pet shop in the Sunset, for a few years. The pet store's new owner, Julia Baran, shared text messages with Mission Local, appearing to show Alcaraz admitting to paying workers under the table. Baran told me when she learned Alcaraz had been appointed supervisor last week, she felt it was only right to share the information with the city and the media.
Well, oh my God, you mean another woman did what other women just are known for? Keep another woman down? Wow. A week. Say, oh no, this bitch ain't gonna move up on the social ladder. No. So the new owner of the pet store, after finding out, soon as she found out that, whatever her name is, the new lady got a city job, called the news. Jesus Christ.
Came out on Monday, how she left the store, and how I thought, someone that couldn't run a store could run the Sunset, basically. And I also thought I showed that she wasn't really truthful about, her qualifications.
So, because she was mad because she's the new owner of the store. She was mad that she had to fix the store up because it had unsanitary conditions for the animals. Now that is kind of an opinion. It looks like a mom and pop / pet store. It's probably going to be a little messier. It probably has like 3 worker stops. It's going to be a little messier. But the problem, not the problem, but the thing with pet stores like this is you have to sell healthy animals because word of mouth is all you have. So like if you buy a whatever from this store and it dies within a week, no one's ever going to go to your store. Okay, so I think that this woman right here was just mad that the store when she bought it was a little messy. That's all. And she looks the type that's petty. She looks like it.
This is just the latest political drama in the Sunset District in recent years.
Anyway, I love women bringing down other women. Like, you're telling me she just couldn't let that woman keep the supervisor job? Really? Soon as she found out, she went to the news and told them about she paid workers under the table, which was what every small business pays. Okay, I don't know lots of small businesses pay workers under the table. It's hard being a business owner, like a single business owner, because the government, like, there's so much red tape, there's so much taxes. Like, the government hates it when you're in business for yourself. It's very hard. So if you can cut corners, and so I don't know what the minimum wage is. Let's just pretend minimum wage is $10. Okay, so but after taxes, it's going to be $7, right? So you just pay someone $7 an hour, which is the same they were being paid if they were on the payroll. Except no, you pay less taxes though. So you win, the business owner wins, and then the worker, if I'm assuming if you don't report it, you win too. But she couldn't let that slide. And I bet you any amount of money that this new owner is doing the same thing, paying people under the table. Because this is San Francisco. This is like the highest rent, or the second highest rent in the country. So she's a bitch. Like, I don't understand why that woman was like, oh, I'm calling the news. I'm telling the authorities instantly. Jesus Christ. That is some petty bullshit. Anyway, just thought you guys would like to see that. But anyway, I said enough. You guys have a good one. Peace.